leave your window open?
And that just hasn't been in the works for me. I was very lucky and blessed that I got the one that I did, and it's actually been great that we do have a lifestyle because, you know, Mariah does have siblings, which she wants. I mean, she still tells me, I've got brothers.
Are you serious? Don't move it. You're gonna have to go up to Mary to get it out. Go up.
Bottom line, no doubt about it. Mary is the tooth puller in the family.
No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'll give you $1.
Thank you.
I owe you $1, don't I? Three of us moms, as we work together, it just makes each better in what we do.
Mary's been a real blessing because she was a force in actually wanting us to be in the principle of plural marriage and polygamy.
When you think back to the very first days of Sister Wives, it almost feels like another lifetime. A time when the Browns were not just a TV family. They were a symbol of something bigger. A symbol of togetherness, of shared sacrifice, of love that seems strong enough to weather anything. You can hear it in Cody's early words. Love should be multiplied, not divided. At the time, it sounded bold, strange, even radical. But in those early episodes, it also sounded hopeful. He introduced us to Mary, Janelle, and Christine, and then their 12 children. One big, chaotic, loving family, living under one roof that somehow held 3 apartments, 3 kitchens, and dozens of tiny, tangled connections. And for a while, it worked. Dinner around the same table, laughter echoing from one side of the house to the other. Moms trading chores, pulling teeth, helping with homework. Kids raised as true siblings, no matter which wife gave birth to them. It didn't see my child or your child. You saw our child. And in those moments, the Browns looked like they had discovered something the rest of the world had lost. A kind of family unity that most of us only dream about. This is what made Sister Wives feel different. It wasn't the controversy. It wasn't the headlines. It was the bond between the wives wasn't just a storyline. It was a survival strategy. They relied on each other. They defended each other. They laughed together when the toast burned, when kids fought over homework, when chores piled up. And yes, sometimes they cried together too, but that's what family does. Watching those episodes today feels almost haunting because you know what's coming. You know how fragile this balance really was. You know that love, no matter how multiplied, can also be stretched too thin. And yet, there's something magnetic about reliving these moments. Seeing little Mariah struggle with school mornings. Watching Janelle leave for her long shifts while Christine covered dinner. Witnessing Mary's quiet strength as the tooth puller of the family. These weren't just scenes on a reality show. They were glimpses into a family that for a short time really was one. On Drama Unfiltered, we don't just revisit the drama. We revisit the heart. And the truth is, the early years of Sister Wives weren't about scandal. They weren't about betrayal. They were about a belief, maybe even a dream, that a family this unconventional could actually work. But the question that lingers, the question that keeps fans watching and rewatching is this. Did it ever really work? Or were we all, including the Browns themselves, clinging to an illusion of unity that could never survive real life? Because as much as we celebrate those worn dinners and shared prayers, we also know what happens next. A fourth wife enters the story. Emotions fracture. Trust bends. And suddenly, what once looked unshakable begins to crack. And yet, for so many fans, those first years will always remain untouchable. A memory of when love felt enough. A chapter of Sister Wives that still makes us cry. When you rewatch those early Sister Wives episodes, there's something almost sacred about them. The camera wasn't just filming a family. It was capturing a dream in real time. A dream of building something larger than themselves. It's easy to forget now. But back then, the Browns weren't just surviving. They were thriving. The kids played together in one yard. The wives worked side by side. And Cody floated between households with a grin that seemed to say, "This is working." We're proving the world wrong. There was Christine, juggling chaos with a laugh that made everything feel lighter. Janelle, powering through long hours at work, but always coming home to a house full of noise and love. Mary, steady and resilient, even in the quiet heartbreak of wanting more children than she could have. And the kids, Logan, Madison, Mariah, Hunter, and all the rest, running wild through hallways that echoed with both joy and exhaustion. If you close your eyes, you can almost hear it again. The sound of 20 voices squeezed around one dinner table. Someone whispering the prayer, someone else giggling halfway through. Those were the nights when family didn't feel complicated. It just felt right. And yet, tucked into those beautiful moments were cracks so small you could almost miss them. A look of jealousy, a passing comment about time not being fair. A subtle ache that hinted at how hard it really was to divide one man's love into so many pieces. When Robin arrived, everything shifted. At first, she was simply the possibility. The kids giggled nervously when Cody told them another mom and 3 new siblings might be joining their world. Some were excited, some were confused, and some, you could see it in their eyes, weren't ready for what that meant. Because adding one more person didn't just mean adding love. It meant rearranging it, stretching it, testing whether multiplied love could ever really feel the same as whole love. And that's where the story of Sister Wives becomes more than just reality TV. It becomes a mirror. A mirror for every family who has ever asked, how much love is enough? How much can you give before someone feels forgotten? How long can you hold it together before something or someone finally slips away? That's why these early years still haunt fans. Because when you rewatch them now, you're not just watching the Browns. You're watching the last moments of innocence, before love turned into competition, before togetherness turned into separation. It's what makes Sister Wives more than just a show. It's why millions of people still argue, still cry, still rewatch the same episodes. Because deep down, we all remember what it looked like before it fell apart. We all remember when love was enough. And that's what Drama Unfiltered is here to do. To take you back into those moments. To remind you of the chapters we can't stop thinking about. And to give voice to the emotions we're all still carrying. The early days of Sister Wives weren't perfect, but they were real. And maybe that's why they still matter. Because even if the Browns couldn't hold on forever, for a little while, they made us believe. And that's a story none of us will ever forget.